Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's been a while. I just thought I would do a quick update as to my collection. I've received a shipment from Khotang and Kukri Handicraft in Nepal. 3 of them being my designs, one of them being a Mark 1. But I thought I'll do a quick introduction to these models before I go out and test them and do my testing videos. So we're going to work from left to right, so that's your left to your right. And we'll begin with my personal favorite out of all of these, which is Manaz. Now, Manaz is a 32 centimeter blade, and it's a, I believe it's 53 mil wide. Yep, 53 mil wide. It's got a stacked handle, so working from the middle outwards, you have buffalo horn, copper, rosewood, and white metal. And then you have a copper keeper plate on the end there, which is, I think that contrast there looks awesome. It comes with Khotang's new hot stamp that they use, and they've also engraved my initials in Elder Futhark on the other side for me. Now, this also comes with a 8mm spine that is distally tapered to 3mm before the tip. And this is basically the big brother of Thorn. So I've operated with the multi-grip concept here. So the idea of the multi-grip theory is, or concept, is that the further forward you go, obviously you gain control and you lose power. And then you go south of the bolster and you lose control and gain power. With that in mind, so your 2 middle fingers go into the 2 chorals here. That is your standard balanced grip. You can choke up, which gives you a little bit more control, less power. You can choke down, gives you slightly less control, slightly more power. You go all the way down to here, which is basically you've got next to no control, but you've got a lot of force, and that's mostly for your splitting. You come right up here, you can do sort of kitchen work almost, up here, utilizing the fullers, and it gives you a bit of a grip, and that's, you know, food prep. Come all the way up here, and that's like garlic, you know, real fine cutting. So that's why I call that the big brother, or the slightly bigger brother of Thorn. The Scabbard's also quite nice. It's got all of the traditional patterning on it. I don't know if you can see that. I'll probably roll some photos in. The unique touch with this is it's not an ambidextrous scabbard like Thorn is, but it does have this feature here, and this allows you to strap whatever you want onto it. So whether it be a fire kit, first aid kit, some backup knives, so if you're going hunting, chuck a skinning knife on there, whatever you want. And of course it's got quite a unique shape as well. All right, cool. Moving on, that's also 600 grams in weight. Moving on now. Now I've got the big heavy one. This is a reproduction of a Mark 1. The first one Bruin made, I actually had him remake it because the first one he made was too light. And I sort of said, well, traditionally Mark 1 never actually came in at that weight that he made it in. And he also made the spine too thin. Now this one is a little bit more accurate. There's a couple little things he could do with the handle to make it a little bit more authentic, but otherwise it's a 35 centimeter or 350 mil blade length with a 60 mil or 6 centimeter blade width. 10 mil at the bolster, tapers to about 5 or 4 mil towards the tip. It weighs 780 grams, this one in particular. It's got a smallish handle, which is, you know, it's actually accurate to the originals. And it's got the threaded nut that secures the blade to the handle. It's not perfectly balanced, but it is quite nice, and it came absolutely razor sharp, and we'll test all of these for sharpness right before I finish up. Again, the Scabbard comes with patterning on it. It's quite nice and a standard shape. All right, moving on. Now this is the favorite of the community online. I'd like to introduce to you Uruz. Uruz is a lightweight Siripate style blade. It's 580 grams for this one, 8mm thick in the spine, tapers to 3 towards the tip. It's a 36 centimeter or 360mm long blade, and it is 42 millimeters wide at its widest point. Again, you got a stacked handle, so you got your wood in the center, moving outwards to buffalo horn and then brass with a brass keeper plate. Bruin did an amazing job for these keeper plates, by the way. I really love them. This is perfectly balanced. It'll balance on its edge and it'll dance around, but I'll save that for the review. It also comes with the best scabbard I've ever had the privilege of owning. It's incredibly thin. The scabbard is incredibly thin, incredibly light. And the draw and the sheathing of this kukri into the scabbard is just silky smooth. And it doesn't fall out at all. And then a quick push of the thumb and it's just silky smooth coming out. It's absolutely beautiful. Also comes with a carder with a stacked handle of its own, peen tang, razor sharp, and it's sort of like a modified Warncliffe, or almost like a Sayax, but not quite. It's a little bit modified. So anyway, moving on from there. Lastly, we've got my first signature design. I designed this one for my wife. It's got a bit of an elvish sort of inspiration to it, and she's a big fan of Lord of the Rings, but this is Dml Radiance. I'm sure you can see a butcher style Khukuri inspiration in there as well. It's got a brass center ring going to wood, to horn, to brass again at the end. It's got a guard and your 2 finger choils. So this is only about 6 mil thick, I believe. Yep, 6 mil thick at the bolster, and it tapers up to 2 mil before the tip. So this is closer to a sword, like a short sword, and the balance is quite nice. It's quite swift, and if you really want to go stupid, you can choke up here and it gives you your second hand, so you can have your two-handed grip. All right, this one comes with a more traditional scabbard, not traditional scabbard, but a more basic scabbard. It's the sort of pebbly look standard leather. It has a similar utility loop on the front as Thorn does. Does come with chakmak and carder. The carder is wood with horn ends on it and a little bit of brass at the very end of that. This comes razor sharp. That's actually a really nice size EDC knife on its own. You know, if my wife doesn't use it, I'm considering taking this out of the scabbard and just making its own sheath and just carrying that around by itself. It also comes with a chakmak. All right, now this one is a 38 centimeter blade in length. It is 4 centimeters wide, and spine dimensions I've already given you. It is a 620 gram blade, so it's actually not too bad for a 15-inch blade. And as I said, the balance is quite nice. It's quite fast. So with that being all said and done, I suppose if you haven't already noticed it, this is one I'm working on. This is, I've got a project currently called Project DML Immortal, and it's Kukuri that I'm making myself, or KLOs that I'm manufacturing myself, and I'm experimenting with spring tempering and triple quenching in oil and all that kind of good stuff, and creating my own Kukuri. So there'll be more on that later. All right. Thanks for your time, and we'll get more in depth with these, with their performance and everything after. But before I leave, a quick sharpness test on these. So razor sharp. That might have even been sharper than Manaz, that one. That's stupid sharp, that one. I'm really impressed with that. Again, secondary bevel on that one, so it's not quite as razor sharp as the other two, but it is sharp enough. It'll slice paper, it'll shave. And that's stupid. I like that. Stupid sharp. Alright, thank you for your time, everybody, and I will see you in the next video, which will hopefully be testing these. If it won't be testing these, it will actually be testing Frank, one of the knives from Knives by Hand, Frank Gonzalez. His apprentice made an Apache, and he wanted me to torture test it to failure. So we'll see how we go with that. Thanks for your time.